Nostalgia. Hey guys, what's up? My name is Bharat. You're watching iGyan, and today, as you just saw, we're going to be reviewing the Nokia T20 tablet. So, if you've been looking at this device, in this video, we're going to tell you whether or not you should be buying it with your hard earned or not so hard earned money. Let's quickly get started. Before we get started with this review, I want to remind you that if you're subscribed and you're not getting notifications, make sure the bell is set to all notifications. You can also turn off the notifications by clicking the bell and then clicking all notifications again by clicking the bell so that you get all our notifications in case you're not getting the notifications. Notified? Let's move on. Now, this is a relatively cheap tablet. It's available in three variants. We've got the 4GB RAM variant with Wi-Fi only, but you can also get a cellular variant as well. This has an MRP of 17,999, but it is available for relatively cheaper. If you want to go check out the prices, I'll leave links in the description below. Just click on them. You can go check out the variants and the prices as well. I think the highlight of this tablet itself is the size. It's a 10.4-inch display with a 2K resolution. You get about 224 pixels per inch, which is pretty decent for what you're paying for this. You can get it as cheap as 15,000 rupees, and for that, just the size of the screen is pretty relevant with respect to pricing. Build quality is pretty good, typical Nokia fashion. You get very rigid structure, no bending, no creaking, and overall design of the tablet is pretty fetching. So it looks nice even if you look at it at a distance, and even when you're holding it, it's quite comfortable. Weighing in at only 465 grams for the Wi-Fi only, and you get 5 grams extra if you get the cellular variant at 470. This is a pretty lightweight device, and like you can see, I can hold it easily with one hand, whether I'm holding it in portrait or in landscape. Now, coming back to the display, it's a pretty good display. It's a 2K resolution, and viewing angles are decent. There's quite a lot of distance between the top glass and the display itself, so you can see quite a lot of gap. So it looks like your finger is hovering over the sort of display area. It's not as tight as you would see on modern smartphones, but the display has a 400 nits brightness, so visibility is good. Now, it's supposed to be a low blue point display, and there is some software magic happening that's supposed to reduce eye fatigue. But the minute I turned on this tablet, the first thing that I saw was the display was really blue. In fact, I had to go into the display settings and move the slider all the way to warm just to get a standard white format on the display. Color calibration issues, at least from the factory with this panel. But once you move it all the way to warm, you get accurate whites. But if you're somebody who likes a slightly warmer display, you'll have to turn on reading mode or night mode to get that effect. So you get stock Android 11 with quite a lot of updates out of the box. The tablet takes a very long time for the first boot. I spent about 1.5 hours just setting this thing up, which is quite annoying, and it goes back to some of the hardware capabilities, which we'll talk about. But as far as Android updates are concerned, because it's stock Android, you do get promises for many years of upgrades and security upgrades as well. So you will get at least 2 next editions of Android, which is good if you're investing in a tablet today. At least for 2 to 3 years, it'll work. But as far as the hardware is concerned, it is a Unisoc T610 chip. It's got 8 cores, and it's got the Mali G52 GPU. As far as performance is concerned, if you're using it as a content consumption device and purely for like browsing the internet, maybe watching some Netflix shows, it has a 2K display, so it's good for that. The brightness is also pretty good. So if you're watching some content on YouTube or on Netflix or any other OTT app that you like, then this is pretty good. The speakers are also pretty loud, and you can enjoy that. The minute you start pushing this a little bit, Wi-Fi performance is not that great as well. Even connected on a 5G network, it struggles to sort of cling on to Wi-Fi, and download speeds are abysmal at best. And performance-wise, you can play some casual games on this if you like things like Fruit Ninja or Candy Crush or any of those apps, or anything in the basic arcade sense. You can play on this tablet. It's a pretty big tablet. You want to read some text, you can do that. For sake of sanity, we did run some benchmarks, and the results were as expected. The chip is not that great, let's be honest, but for 15,000 rupees, you can't expect it to be. You're getting a big display, and most of the price out of those 15 to 18,000 rupees that you're spending on this device goes for the display. There's also an 8,000 milliamp hour battery inside, which takes about 15 watts of charging at a max, so you can charge it from 5 watt to 15 watt depending on what charger you have. You do get a 15 watt charger inside the box, and you can use that if you want to charge it at its full potential. Battery life in itself seems good, and there's also a front-facing camera, but that is in a landscape format. So if you want to take a photograph in the portrait mode, you'll find that the camera angle is quite weird. On the back, in fact, there is an 8-megapixel camera as well. So if you want to click pictures using the rear camera, this format is actually pretty good. Overall, it's a pretty decent tablet. If you get the 4G version, you can also get network on the go, and you can get some capability. But as far as performance, day-to-day use is concerned, this is not the greatest. And honestly, the price does justify its performance. As far as build quality and everything else is concerned, it's pretty good. And the display, like I said, is pretty good as long as they can fix the color issues. That's it for this video. This was a quick review of the Nokia T20. If you enjoyed it, smash the like button, hit the subscribe button like I mentioned. If you have some issues with notifications, make sure that the bell is on all notifications. This has been Bharat. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you in the next one.